Remember those sci-fi movies, the ones where robots are doing all the work? Turns out the future is closer than we think.
Closer than you think, for sure.
We're diving deep into the world of AI in the workplace today, and trust me, it's already shaking things up big time.
It's been about a decade since AI started clocking in.
Right. And it's not just automating those mindless tasks anymore. We're talking changing the whole game.
Absolutely.
So we've got 8 groundbreaking ways AI is changing the workplace for both employees and businesses. And let me tell you, some of these are straight out of a science fiction novel. But first up, let's talk about how AI is becoming, well, your new coworker.
Your new super efficient coworker.
Exactly. So think about all those times you've been stuck on hold with customer service, right? Waiting for what feels like forever to get help.
The worst.
AI-powered chatbots are changing all that, and I mean, fast.
Definitely. Those old automated systems, they were clunky. You practically had to speak robot to get them to understand you.
Ugh, don't remind me. But are these AI chatbots really that much better?
Night and day. The technology has come such a long way.
Okay, so give us the details. How are these AI chatbots different?
Well, let's take a look at a company like Zendesk, for instance. They're using AI to power chatbots that can handle tons of customer conversations at once. And we're not just talking basic scripts here. These chatbots understand what you're saying, how you're feeling, even your intent.
So it's like having a whole team of super-powered support agents, but without the coffee breaks or, the existential dread of answering the same questions all day.
Exactly. And here's the thing. It's not just good for the customer, it's a game changer for employees too. Imagine being freed from those repetitive tasks, those soul-crushing questions you have to answer a million times a day. AI chatbots free up human employees to focus on, the complex stuff, the stuff that requires creativity and problem-solving skills.
Right, the things humans do best. Okay, so huge win for anyone stuck in a customer service rut. But let's move on to something even more mind-blowing. You ready for this? Predictive analytics.
Oh yeah, now we're getting to the really futuristic stuff.
I mean, the name alone sounds like something out of Minority Report.
Right, it sounds like something out of a movie, but it's real, and it's already being used by companies to, predict the future.
Okay, you have to elaborate on that. What do you mean predict the future? How is that even possible?
So we're talking about algorithms that can analyze massive amounts of data and then use that data to make eerily accurate predictions about, well, pretty much anything. Imagine you're Netflix, right? And you know exactly which shows are going to be huge hits before they even air. That's the power of AI.
That's insane. No more relying on gut feelings or guesswork.
Exactly. Companies can anticipate changes in the market, they can make smarter decisions, and basically get a leg up on the competition.
It's like having a crystal ball, but instead of vague predictions, you get cold, hard data.
Exactly.
And speaking of game changers, let's talk about AI-powered recruitment because honestly, who has time to sift through mountains of resumes these days?
It's a nightmare.
I mean, it's a necessary evil, but still, it's a time suck.
It really is.
Mm.
But AI is changing all that. Picture this. A tool that can scan thousands of resumes in seconds, picking out the absolute best candidates based on their skills, experience, even how well their personality would fit in with the company culture.
So like a super-powered headhunter.
Exactly. Platforms like Ideal are using natural language processing, which is just a fancy way of saying they've taught computers to understand human language to match job descriptions with the perfect candidate profiles.
No more endless interviews with people who are totally wrong for the job, sign me up. It sounds like AI is streamlining the entire hiring process.
It absolutely is. Faster, more efficient, and way less stressful for everyone involved.
So we've got AI handling customer service, making predictions about the future, and even playing matchmaker in the job market.
Pretty amazing.
It's official AI is our new coworker. But what about training? Is AI going to be our new mentor too?
You could say that. AI isn't just changing who we work with, it's changing how we learn.
So we've established AI is a whiz at customer service, a master of predictions, a killer recruiter, and now it's moving on to becoming our personal educator. You're saying goodbye to those stuffy training seminars and hello to AI-powered learning.
It's not just about saying goodbye to those boring, generic training sessions. It's about a complete overhaul of how we learn at work. Imagine a learning experience that's actually, engaging and tailored specifically to you. It's what if your learning platform at work was as intuitive and honestly addictive as scrolling through TikTok?
Okay, now that's a future I can get behind. But instead of funny videos, I'm being served up bite-sized lessons perfectly matched to my career goals.
Exactly. And your learning style.
So how does this whole personalized learning thing actually work? Does AI give you a pop quiz to like figure out what you don't know? Or is it more subtle than that?
It's way cooler than a pop quiz.
Yeah.
These AI platforms like, let's say, Docebo, they analyze your existing skills, kind of like
Yeah.
taking inventories, right? And then they pinpoint your strengths, your weaknesses, the areas where you have room to grow. And then based on all that, it creates a personalized learning path just for you.
So it's like having a GPS, but for your career, guiding you every step of the way.
Exactly.
That's incredible. No more wasting time on irrelevant training modules. You can just dive right into the stuff you need to know to, level up in your career.
It's all about efficiency and making sure you're learning the right things at the right time.
Okay, I have to ask though, with all this talk about AI analyzing my skills, my weaknesses, it makes me wonder about the whole privacy thing.
Oh, absolutely. That's a valid concern and a really important one to address. Because while these AI tools are designed to, personalize and enhance the learning experience, transparency and data security are super important. These platforms, they should absolutely prioritize user privacy, making sure that your data is being used ethically and securely.
Okay, that's good to hear because it's all about striking that balance, right? Leveraging the power of AI while still like protecting our privacy and, making sure we have agency over our own development.
100%.
Okay, so AI is revolutionizing the way we learn at work. But now let's talk about a different kind of learning, the kind AI is doing in the realm of cybersecurity. Because let's be real, with all this tech everywhere, keeping data safe is like mission critical.
For sure. And the threats out there, they're constantly evolving. It's like a constant game of cat and mouse.
So how is AI being used to keep our data safe? I mean, are we talking like facial recognition, fingerprint scanning, the whole shebang?
It's way beyond that. Companies like Darktrace, they're using AI to create these cybersecurity solutions that go like way beyond anything we could do on our own.
So it's like AI is becoming the ultimate security guard.
The ultimate, and it never sleeps. It's constantly on, analyzing network traffic in real time, sniffing out any suspicious activity that might signal an attack. And it can do this before any damage is done.
So it's not just reacting to threats after they happen. It's more like, what, anticipating them?
Precisely. That's the beauty of it. AI can actually predict where the next attack might come from based on patterns and trends it's observed.
That's incredible. So it's like having a security system that's constantly learning and evolving, always one step ahead of the bad guys.
You got it.
Wow. Okay, we've covered some seriously impressive stuff. We've got AI personalizing our learning, acting as our 24/7 cyber bodyguard. What's next? Because it feels like we've only just scratched the surface here.
All right, we're just getting started. Remember how we talked about AI entering the physical realm? Like out there in the real world, not just in the digital space.
Right.
Well, get ready to have your mind blown because we're about to explore how AI is transforming those more traditional industries like manufacturing and design.
All right, hit me. I want to know what it looks like when AI clocks in at a factory or a design studio. Does it wear a hard hat?
Well, you see, it's less about fashion and more about, pure function. But it's pretty amazing stuff. Let's
Mm.
start with something called robotic process automation, RPA. It's a mouthful, I know.
RPA. Okay, so what is robotic process automation and is it going to steal my job?
It's not about stealing jobs, I promise. It's more like imagine those tasks you do at work that are, kind of soul crushing. The
Well,
repetitive stuff, the stuff that makes you wonder why you even bothered to get out of bed.
oh, I know those tasks all too well.
RPA is designed to automate those tasks, the ones that are rule-based and honestly a little bit boring. Think of it as like freeing up human brain power for more creative and strategic work.
Okay, I can get behind that because nobody actually wants to spend their day doing data entry, right?
Exactly. And the cool thing is that companies are catching on. Platforms like UiPath are helping businesses all over the place automate these processes, which, produces errors, makes things more efficient. It's a win-win.
So it's a win for the company, a win for the employees. But what about like the creative fields? Can AI really compete with, human creativity? Because that's something I struggle to wrap my head around.
You'd be surprised. AI is making some pretty big waves in the creative world too.
Really?
Oh yeah, we're seeing these AI-assisted design tools that are like total game changers for artists, designers, anyone who works in a creative field.
Okay, I need an example because I'm still not quite convinced that AI can be, creative.
Okay, well, have you heard of Adobe Sensei?
I haven't, no.
So Adobe Sensei, it's this suite of AI-powered tools that can help designers with like everything. Editing images, generating design options, even like understanding your preferences and suggesting ideas based on your style.
So instead of staring at a blank canvas, hitting that creative wall, designers can use AI to get the creative juices flowing.
Exactly. Think of it as like collaborating with a really, really smart robot who also happens to have impeccable taste. It's not about replacing human creativity. It's about like amplifying it.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. It's like having a superpowered assistant who can handle the more technical stuff, freeing you up to focus on like